Deadline's out. The world tour kicks off July 5th, and the loudest video of the week is titled "A Major Disappointment." So which is it? If you're just joining, BLACKPINK's 2026 has two pressures running at once. YG's heading into renewal talks and anniversary-era activity, while Jisoo, Jennie, Rosé, and Lisa keep their solo careers under separate setups. So the test is simple. Can YG turn BLACKPINK's event value into actual full group plans instead of occasional spectacle?
This is the BLACKPINK Daily Podcast, and today the receipts finally show up. A confirmed tour date, a 100 million milestone, and a grievance list with actual line items. Let's get into it.
Let's start with what YG actually put on the record. The EP's out, the Deadline World Tour kicks off July 5th. The concrete group deliverable we kept asking for actually showed up.
July 5th. A date. After a week of me refusing to celebrate a rumor, I'll take a date. Now I get to actually pressure test it.
And here's the friction. Back in February, an NH investment analyst framed BLACKPINK as an event-driven senior artist. Catalog IP, basically. A full EP, a routed tour, and 100 million YouTube subscribers make that catalog read pretty hard to hold.
Right. You don't slap a legacy brand label on a group that's actively dropping a project and selling tour dates. The analyst language is already getting outrun by what's happened.
Then there's the institutional signal I trust more than any fan thread. The National Museum of Korea went pink for the Deadline launch. That's a national cultural institution playing along. That doesn't happen for a nostalgia lap.
The museum thing is wild, actually. And pair it with 100 million subs landing the same moment the EP drops. You can feel years of catalog weight under the new release. It already has a real audience before the chart run even starts.
Now, the disappointment video. Kukilit. I'm not waving it off. It names specifics. Leaked tracks before release, AI-generated visuals in the Go MV, and Dr. Luke in the producer credits.
And those are checkable claims. The Dr. Luke credit is the one that stings most for a chunk of blinks, and a chaotic rollout with leaks ahead of an official drop? That undercuts the win, full stop.
So, honest accounting. What YG confirmed cleanly. Tour, EP, milestone, the museum moment, held up. What landed messy, the leaks, the AI visuals, that's where the official rollout lost control.
Which brings me to the step back. I've been circling this all week. Is this a real group era or a nostalgia lap with one new single? July 5th gives me a fixed point to test it against.
So what would have to be true behind the scenes? Rehearsal lead time, routing, getting 4 solo schedules to align for this to be a genuine era.
A tour that goes beyond the kickoff city, and a setlist that isn't 90% 2019 hits. If the AI visual corner cutting shows up on stage too, then the disappointment crowd was right. If it doesn't, this is the realest the group's looked in years.
This one's from No Intervals.
The queen of Kpop is back. BLACKPINK has officially released their first group project in over 3 years, the EP Deadline. From the National Museum of Korea glowing pink to the group hitting 100 million YouTube subscribers, we're breaking down the global Geo fever and what this means for Jisoo, Jennie, Rosé, and Lisa.
Here's the on-the-record part. Deadline is out. BLACKPINK's first group project in over 3 years. And per No Intervals, the EP landed the same week the group crossed 100 million YouTube subscribers.
100 million. That's the number I've been waiting all week for. Something that actually measures the size of this fandom instead of letting outlets shrug it off.
And the National Museum of Korea went pink for the launch. That's an institution signing on. Verifiable, official, not a fan edit. When a national museum lights up for your rollout, the legacy brand coasting read gets harder to defend.
Right, because an NH analyst was calling them an event-driven senior artist. Basically, catalog IP. 3-year drought, then a full EP, a tour, and 100 million subs in one swing? That framing's already getting outrun by what actually happened.
The subscriber milestone matters because Deadline doesn't land in a vacuum. It's sitting on years of catalog weight. New release, accumulated audience, a very different launch from a debut. YG Entertainment has the details on this one. Let's put it on the record cleanly. BLACKPINK back as a full group after 3 years, deadline landing February 27th, and the source is YG's own announcement. Not a stan thread, not a screen cap.
3 years, Sarah. OT4 on one project again. That's the part I'm not going to be cool about, I'm sorry.
And this is where the analyst language starts to wobble. NH Investment had them tagged as an event-driven senior artist, basically catalog IP. A full EP with a tour kickoff already pushes past that framing.
Yeah, the they just show up for events read aged about as well as milk in February. This is a release, dates, the whole rollout.
Which sets up the harder conversation we'll get to, because the reaction is split, and the disappointment side has specific receipts, not vibes.
Right, and I'm holding both. The comeback being real and the rollout being messy can be true at the same time. I'm not pre-buying the victory lap.
From the source.
BLACKPINK returned after 3 years with their mini-album Deadline. But instead of a celebration, fans got leaked tracks, AI-generated visuals, controversial producer credits, and a rollout that felt more chaotic than comeback. From Dr. Luke's shocking appearance in the credits to the AI-heavy Go music video, the disappointment has been real and loud.
Okay, here's the first sourced gripe list we've had all week. KookieLit lays it out. Leaked tracks, AI visuals in the Go video, and Dr. Luke in the credits. Specifics, not just vibes.
And we have to separate what YG actually confirmed from what just landed sideways. The Go music video leaning on AI visuals. That's a production choice we can hold them to. Dr. Luke in the credits is verifiable. The leaks are the part nobody owns publicly.
The Dr. Luke credit is the one that stings. After 3 years, you bring Deadline home, and that's the name on the page? Read the room.
But let's be precise. This video posted March 1st, framing the whole rollout as the beginning of the end. Meanwhile, that same launch window lit the National Museum of Korea pink, and BLACKPINK crossed 100 million YouTube subscribers. Both things are true. The rollout was messy, and the scale was enormous.
See, that's my friction. KookieLit's got 69,000 views calling it a disaster, while the actual numbers say the group's bigger than ever. The disappointment is real, but beginning of the end belongs on a thumbnail. The evidence doesn't carry it yet. Okay, real talk. With a new song dropping at a tour kickoff and fans already calling out YG for minimal promotion, what would actually have to be happening behind the scenes right now for this to be a genuine group era and not just a victory lap with a single attached?
Yeah, and that's why I land on partial at best, based on what we can verify. BLACKPINK has confirmed a new song premiering July 5th at the Deadline World Tour kickoff, the first full group release in nearly 3 years per India Times. The 4 members also posted a coordinated group photo on June 24th, their first shared group update in almost a year, so at minimum, they're physically in sync enough to plan together. But the structure is still complicated. Per the Korea Herald, all 4 members have moved to separate agencies or set up independent labels for solo work, while BLACKPINK itself remains YG's intellectual property. So rehearsal blocks, content rollout, routing across continents, all of that has to clear 4 separate management desks before tour logistics even start. For this to feel like a real era rather than a greatest hits package with one new track, I'd need signs of a multi-single rollout, or at least an EP announcement. I'd want promotional appearances that aren't only tied to ticket sales, plus rehearsal timelines that look like weeks in the same room, not days.
So if the song is literally debuting at the first tour date rather than weeks before it, doesn't that basically confirm the music is serving the tour, not the other way around?
Exactly. That sequencing is what's driving the fan disappointment in the coverage. A premiere at the show rollout puts spectacle ahead of chart momentum and the usual promotional cycle. So now I'm watching 2 things. Does YG follow with a proper single release, MV, and streaming push in the days around July 5th? And does more music surface before the later tour legs? That's the clearest signal of whether we're getting a full comeback or a very expensive reunion event.
If BLACKPINK Daily is part of your routine, Take a moment to subscribe and leave a review wherever you're listening. It really helps other fans find the show, and it keeps us coming back every day. What we're watching next. July 5th, when the Deadline World Tour kickoff is set to premiere BLACKPINK's new song. We've put links to every story from today's briefing in the show notes, so if one item caught your ear, you can head there and read a little deeper. That's BLACKPINK Daily Podcast for today. This is a Lantern podcast.